beyond the world of the factory itself, you also see some of the people in charge. You see some of the fabric as it's sort of going out to market. How big of a world did you want to show with this? And when did you sort of know that you had sort of the outer range of what you wanted to show?
One of my favorite filmmakers, Krzysztof Kieślowski, usually says that as a filmmaker, you must decide if you want to serve your audiences a slice of life or the whole cake. And I was more content with making a thick slice of life. I did, at the end of the day, somehow contain the environment. And even though I had filmed all around the space, I did realize that to somehow communicate the claustrophobia that I felt in the factory, I must stay inside. And I tried to capture most of the processes inside, but I did not want to leave till the end.
Yeah, and as part of that, I feel like there are, to tell a story like this, there are a number of different ways you could do it. You could structure it around sort of a day in the life of one particular worker. You could do it. You could chart one piece of fabric from the very beginning all the way through to the very end. And it seems like what you went with was kind of a hybrid of those that didn't really necessarily go one way or the other. When putting your final film together after you had filmed for this long, was this kind of what you had in mind at the beginning, or did you find a more compelling story as you were sort of sifting what through you had captured?
I kind of made 60 cuts in the editing room of the film, and the first one was a very linear way of how the fabric was made, just because it was easy to set it up like that, but it was a total disaster. It felt like an infomercial that they play at 3 a.m. in the night. But from the beginning, I did kind of have this sense that I do want to leave the film open-ended, because for me, I was not really trying to provide any answers, like over what this is or how this is done. I was trying to raise questions, the same simple questions that have been plaguing me forever. So I think for having to do that, one must be open to leaving the film open, which is a big risk, but my producers were kind of okay with it because they met me such later in the stage that they knew that I knew what I wanted.